Never you enter into anything you can't manage. Already to take a very sound mind, to take a sound decision. Don't enter to anything you're begging people to reason for you. Never you ask anybody, how do you invest in an area you have no knowledge about? How will you be able to manage? There is something you have to understand about management. And please take it very serious. Management and decision making is where I'm taking you to. There's something you need to understand about management. You have to understand management and decision making. Management involves decision making. It involves decision making. Management is all about choosing between alternative course of actions. That's decision making. And continuous decision making. That's management. That's management. There are things if you don't do now, you will never enjoy the breakthrough later. There are some decisions if you don't take now, it will definitely affect you. Why struggle over it? Why take sentiment over it? You're best of manager. I'm not saying you should not employ your people. Maybe it's one of the girls that you used to toast when you were in secondary school. You even graduated. You met yourself again in university. You now finish. So that day you just went to open up a business. Now that God has even helped you, you've repented. The person is on the other side, you're on this side. Say, well, I just need to help you. Oh yeah, take this thing and manage. And they keep reporting the person to you. Say, this thing you're doing is, this person will wreck the entire business for you. You go back, you vet. Negativity around the person. Yet you're so sentimental about the decision. You are scared, you can't take decision. You can't say no to what is evil. Not to talk of to sack. It's about decision making. It's about decision making. There are some decisions I took last year. If I didn't take it, we won't be here. There are some decisions I took last month, some few months ago. If I don't take it, we won't be where we are. There is a decision I'm still going to take next month. I have to. It's about decision making. Even your relationship, you are the one that a female, you buy clothes for the boy, you give him pocket money, you even help him buy phone, and he's calling another girl in front of you and say, don't worry, you know it's just love. When we marry, I will change. You kneel down, God, please help, please, God, please, can you just change him for me? What a change. You know he's very handsome. He is very dedicated. You are the one. You have seen all manners of things. You beg the person, you struggle over. It's not in church. It's not anywhere. But you can't take. God is a greater manager. One of the things I see about God is that he makes decisions. He makes decision, especially as to progress creation. He takes decision. He doesn't care. He takes decision. One of the ones that he took, that humanity thought that everything is gone, was to ask Adam and Eve, that he said, this is the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. The one he created and even boasted that they looked like him. He took a decision and told them to walk out of the garden. Not just even telling them, and ask an angel to return back to the garden and stand there and wait a sword, that in case they come back, don't allow them in. Decisions are painful, but if you take it at the cost of your life, you will understand it's gainful. There are some decisions you have to take. Even you, God saw very well that this particular relationship that is going on might not just affect them in the garden, but as time goes on, it might touch him. Because this is his bone of his bone, his flesh of his flesh. They were gods on the earth. In as much as the enemy is entering them, it's just a matter of time he will get to the maker. So he has to cut them off. Your friend is a smoker. He's even a Yahoo Plus. He does everything. You say, well, he does him. Oh. Me, I don't follow him. Me, I'm doing some other thing. Some decision you can't even take. You can't take it. You really know that this person is going to take you to hell. But you can't take some decision around the person. Working with wicked people. One of the ways you know that Satan is after you is that he will introduce wrong companies around you. You think you see, and why are you there? If you want to be a perfect manager, some vital decision models that you must have, you must learn it. Number one is finding and retaining competent people. Finding and retaining competent people around your life. Please, any good person around you, look for a way to retain the person. Any good person around you, do everything possible to retain the person. Finding and retaining competent people around you. Anybody that is good, anybody that has been favorable to you, anybody that has been nice, anybody that has helped you, that you hit the zenith of your life, even if you have not yet hit it, you just climb. Look for all angle to retain them. There are some relationships that are like clothes. You can remove it. There are some relationships that are like your body. Some are like your hand. If you cut it off, you are amputated for life. Some of you are not just removing relationship, you're cutting relationship. You're cutting off relationships. That you are looking for them again in future, you can't find them. You are amputated for life. There are some relationships, they are clothes now, you can just remove it and throw away. You can keep them. Some are like shoes. You can take another one. But if you cut your leg, I'm telling you, amputated for life. Find and retain competent people around you. Even when I move, even when I talk, I value competent people. Let me give you the reverse. Find incompetent people. Take them very far away from you. Incompetent people, take them very far away from you. Don't retain them. Don't retain incompetent person. You are seeing red flag, you give the person instruction, is doing some other thing. You present this particular thing to the person, is acting another area. Everything is not towards what you were building for. It's about the person. Selfish people should not be seen around you. They are dangerous around what you're building. Selfish people are ungrateful people. Don't find them around you. Act the way they acted with Jonah. Kick them out. Don't compromise. Don't compromise. You mean somebody is around you, is not adding anything, not helping you, even to build what you're building. You check, you don't have any positive thing that the person has contributed, yet the person is busy around you. Now, that's not active person. It's an incompetent person. Everything is about the person, but he has not added. Look for a way, sit down, do what is called data analysis in your life and your business. Check who is your friend. What has the person contributed? What has the person contributed? What has the person contributed? If you don't find anything that the person has contributed around your life, please, it's not to compromise. If you can't do it violently, do it dialogically. Please, I'm sorry. The way it seems, I have checked 6 years, I've checked 5 years, I've checked 2 years, I've checked 1 year, I've checked 6 months. It's like I'm the one putting in. You didn't put anything. Do a data analysis. I sat down in church, I checked. I checked too. So you don't claim that I'm in this particular wing of the unit. I'm here. No, this is my position. I'm asking, what have you really done these years? What is your contribution? Do you know that that's how you're promoted in office? You're not promoted because you look good. You're promoted by your input. Do you know that that's how heaven also lifts you? You're not just being lifted because you are available. You are lifted by your contribution. You can't advance his kingdom and be on the floor. Please check. Do data analysis about people. Number 2, some vital decision and models that you must have. Leadership and teamwork. Find leadership and teamwork. When I'm talking about leadership and teamwork, never mistake volunteers as leaders. Don't mistake volunteers as leaders, so you will miss it. By the special grace of God, with all manners of humility, before I started it, I told myself I will never fail. So I took time to study some things. I take time by the special grace of God, by the help of what Bishop Edipo has put on me, and by the same grace that dropped on me. There are things I took time to learn. Don't mistake people who volunteer as leaders. So find who is your leader. A leader is who can sacrifice. A leader is who can die for a cause. A leader is who is available. A leader is one who cannot give excuse no matter what is going on. A leader. So look, don't just mistake people that you set up a business in 1 week, in 2 weeks. People show up. The truth is this. If you read Matthew chapter number 2, from verse 4, before it gets to verse 9, when the wise men heard that baby Jesus was born, that they want to see that baby Jesus, the truth is this. King Herod also told them, me too, I want to see the star. This star that people want to see. Their own heart of the wise men was to go and rejoice with the King of Kings. But for the others, their heartbeat was to kill it. A king told them. He called the wise men and he told them. He said, these stars that you're looking for too, when he also come, I beg, carry me, I want to see it. I also want to rejoice. When these people arrive at verse 9 and they finish what they did, they found the baby, and the angel told them, don't go back. In verse 12, even the king showed up with anger, started killing every other baby on that same land. There are people who are killers. They are not managers. Don't give them. There are people who are killers. They are not managers. You have to be careful. You must learn to pray. You must learn to discern human being and know who is really a leader, who wants to just show up and use a platform, who just want to show up and carry things around you. You must learn to know who is a leader. If you find leadership, go on teamwork. Oh, by the special grace of God, there are nights we show up here. I will find some leaders. We don't sleep. I'll just say, Father, I thank you. Leaders are not by size, it's by the heart. There are moments I just show up, I still find leaders. I say, oh, hallelujah. So leaders are around you. Leaders around you, find them. There's sometimes I show up. I've not seen my house 3 months, maybe at times 1 month, maybe at times wherever I just find leaders who ask, which button are we supposed to press? Sir, you didn't call for this. I just find leaders. And that's when it's called teamwork. Involve those one for teamwork. Involve those one. Make sure you apply skill for management. Use skill. Use skill for management. It's after 6, so should I stop? I should still continue. I have not said anything yet on this one. I should stop. You ask question, then we'll continue. It's like since I'm not talking about marriage today, or I'm not talking about which one do you like, courtship, and this one. But this one will help you in courtship. I should stop. I should continue. We should continue. Okay. You will not make mistake in life. You will never employ wrong leaders. Anything God gives you, you will manage properly. So let me give you organizing function. Organizing function of management. Key areas. Organizing function of management. Don't put everything on everybody. Be an organizer. There is one young boy in Nigeria. Before people could wake up, in 2013 to 2014, people were surprised. The millions that he had, getting to 2016, he didn't care again. 17, if you like, sing what you sing, do what you're doing. But he was so organized, and he took advantage of a case study of Nigerian gospel system. Organize it. Even when he had one of the biggest lady around him, he took the world in storm. Frank Edward breaks some records that people ask questions. What is he singing? He's not the one singing. No, he has a voice in the mixer. He does this. That is not his voice. So, are you sure it's Frank Edward? It's not him. But I tell you, the guy just hit the zenith of his career. So much resources around him. You know what happened? This is the part I'm taking you to. Organizing function of management. Key studies. Delegations. Case study on everything you want to do. Take time and do a case study. Study both what you want to do and both human too. When to invest, when to launch, when to do things. Study the atmosphere. Study. Exodus 18:13 to 26. It's a long passage of scripture. Take time and study. If you read from verse 13 that you are, this is 14. Start 13, 14 to 26. You will understand that Jethro took time. They did a case studies. I mean delegation. He couldn't have any option, and now handed over some responsibility for Moses. Handed some responsibility for Moses. Delegation is entrusting authority to somebody to perform a task and makes the person responsible for his action. In organizing function, find who is dedicated. The Love World Record found Frank Edward, and they delegated his tax for him. He sold the Love World Record. One of the amazing singers was even around them, Sinach, but Frank Edward sold the place. Today, we had an amazing stars, amazing ministers of the gospel who came there. I mean, the record label open up Christians in the world that this thing you can do it too. This thing you can do it, not just even doing it anyhow. So there is something good about in this thing. Everybody sit up. When God gives you a vision, there is an assistant God has given you. Don't be in a haste to look for an assistant. Pray diligently. Be sensitive. If you find it, give responsibility to such person, I'm telling you, you'll be surprised where you will be. There are some decisions I had to take. There's a responsibility I had to even give. I prayed though, and God just said, okay, give. In your eyes, the boy might look insignificant. People, when you see them, push responsibility to them. Push the responsibility to them. It's a better management skill that Jesus used. Right now, we won't be hearing of the gospel. Christ has gone to be with his Father. There's some responsibility he gave to Peter. He called him and said, come here. I have seen your strength. Let's build the church on this your energy. Let's build the church on this kind of energy. Peter already told him with a sword in his hand. He said, Master, I'm telling you, we will die for this gospel. I don't know whether you understand what Peter did to all the apostles. He already carried sword when the earthly father was around and told him, we will die for this gospel. Christ said, this one that I've declared this kind of word, I better make him the head. No wonder all the apostles were ready to die for it. And today's world, people are now saying, ministers are not dying for the gospel of God. Why don't you want to die? We didn't say what Peter said. Did you hear me? Peter said we will die for the gospel. We will take the gospel to the ends of the earth if Christ tarry. Does it mean that we can't sacrifice for Christ? Yes, we are ready. But stay alive and take the gospel to the ends of the earth. Peter was just eager to die. So some of them were crucified up down. Some of them were crucified on the floor. What do you really want? Look for people dedicated. I am going on the energy of Peter, who was so ready